Hey everyone, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 29 of Award Season Review, Season 3. 97 reviews coming at you in 97 days, covering many of the films up for awards recognition this season. Now, as some of the films I am reviewing are still in theaters or they may be awaiting a re release, all statistical information I'm giving to you is current within 7 days of recording and posting. For those of you in the know, that includes the box office information, the critical response, insight into its awards run so far, my predictions on nominations and wins based on the point in the season, and as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, where you can find the ever important Where Can I Watch This Spreadsheet 2024 edition, where you can track all the nominations and wins for all the films, as well as see where to find all 97 of these and so many more, and how to watch them. So, first off, if you are watching on posting day and you are celebrating, Merry Christmas Eve. My present, if you open that one gift on Christmas Eve, is a new theme week for you, and this week is Feel Good Week. It's the holidays and we just want to feel good. Now, as I go through this week, you may say, hold up, is that a feel good movie? Well, feel good is a very subjective term, and to me, a feel good movie is any film that after it ends has touched you and made you feel a little less heavy than you did before it began. Something that lifts you, even if it's a bit sad, but nevertheless, there's some positivity afterwards. We always have to go through those journeys. These films have all been nominated somewhere this season and perhaps have already won, and or are awaiting something to come for them. So, first up, I'm finally tackling this one. A few people have asked me about this, but here we go. Universal Pictures' Wicked, or by its proper title, Wicked Part 1. Based on the original material of The World of Oz by Frank L. Baum, Gregory Maguire wrote an alternate history in his novel Wicked, The Untold Story of the Witches of Oz. From this, a Broadway musical was written with a book by Winnie Holzman, music and lyrics by Stephen Schwartz. The work is now a film directed by John M. Chu, with a screenplay by Holtzman coming back along with Dana Fox. Opening in late November of this year, the $150 million musical has so far made $374,135,875 at the domestic box office and an additional $166,143,000 internationally. As of now, the film has a worldwide take of $540,278,875, and this number continues to grow. Critically, the film sits with an 88% rating based on 360 reviews and a 95% on the popcorn meter with over 25,000 audience reviews. Already named Movie of the Year by the American Film Institute and the winner of the Best Film Award from the National Board of Review, along with a Best Director win for Chu, Wicked has received a lot of recognition already. It won 4 of the 8 Astra Awards it was nominated for, winning Best Actress for Cynthia Erivo, Best Supporting Actress for Ariana Grande, Best Director for Chu, and Best Picture. It currently has 11 nominations for the Critics' Choice Awards: Best Picture, Best Acting Ensemble, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Production Design, Best Visual Effects, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, and Best Hair and Makeup, and 4 Golden Globe nominations for Best Picture, Musical or Comedy, Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy, and Best Supporting Actress for Erivo and Grande, respectively. So, for those not familiar, Wicked is the story of how the witches came to be. Now, in The Wizard of Oz, as soon as Dorothy landed, killing the Wicked Witch of the East, there seems to be a connection between Glinda the Good Witch and the Wicked Witch of the West. Here in Wicked named Elphaba, a play on the original author's name, L. Frank Baum. Film opens with Glinda, played by Ariana Grande, floating above Munchkin Land after Elphaba has died and the wizard has left Oz. Basically, right after she sent Dorothy back to Kansas. Upon departing, one of the Munchkins asked Glinda if she knew or was friends with Elphaba, and Glinda explains that they were schoolmates. We will then jump back in time and follow Elphaba, played by Cynthia Erivo, and Glinda, played by Grande, as they navigate the halls of Shiz University, the one main academy for witches and wizards. Forced by her father to attend, Elphaba enrolls in Shiz to keep an eye on her sister Nessa Rose, played by Marissa Bode. Upon arrival, circumstances lead Elphaba to demonstrate that she, unlike many of the students at Shiz, Glinda included, has some power. This garners the attention of the headmistress, Madame Morrible, played by the delightful Michelle Yao, and she takes Elphaba under her wing, promising her that one day Elphaba will get her chance to meet the great and powerful Wizard of Oz. We then follow the strange relationship between Elphaba and Glinda as it goes from forced roommates to some true friends, despite some potential romantic complications by the newly arrived Fiero, played by Jonathan Bailey, and the struggles as Shiz goes through losing the challenges of losing teachers who are speaking animals, as it is being determined that animals should be seen and not heard, let alone not be teaching at a school. And all will culminate with Elphaba and Glinda heading to the Emerald City to meet Oz, played by Jeff Goldblum, and realizing that maybe not all is as it appears to be, and through a series of events, our sisterhood will be shattered when Elphaba defies gravity and flies to the western sky to get away from the situation in Oz that will be continued in part 2 next year. Okay, so fans are going to say that I left a lot out of this summary, and I did. It is almost a 3-hour film that is only the first of a two-part saga. Right off, I'm going to say I was not a huge fan of the Broadway show, but I was very excited for the film. Although I felt the Broadway show had incredible performances when I saw it, I mean, I did not see Menzel and Chenoweth. I saw the fourth or fifth cast rotation. I felt that the script didn't fully do service to the message of the book, which is more than just being about the sisterhood, but also about the oppression of a people who needed to speak out for what's right, and all these other, discussions of politics and power. It was a thorough novel. The musical trimmed a lot of this, which I understood, but then I heard that the film was going to be more accurate, and I was very happy. But then it seems that the finished product seemed more interested in being a fan service project, really giving us the visuals that a Broadway show couldn't do, you know, and and that was in place of a more intricately layered plot with, higher stakes, which I think was a missed opportunity. I mean, while visually stunning, and kudos to Chu for working with his team to create as many real sets and practical effects as possible, I feel that the script needed a little more attention to the finite themes that could really dig into this story. Now, the performances, besides a very magnetic Arrivo as Elphaba, who sounds as incredible as ever, and a very nice duplicitous turn by Yao as Madame Morrible, um, I was a little unimpressed with Grande. I thought she was trying a little too hard. And Goldblum, I mean, who doesn't love Jeff Goldblum? But I feel like he was just being Goldblum. There wasn't really anything new. The supporting characters, who have much more of an impression in the book, here they seemed a bit superfluous and almost unnecessary. Harsh, I know, a bit, but I'm curious to see how part 2 is going to play out. I hope Chu is able to spin, my take on the films as a whole piece, because like the last 15 minutes are so incredible and amazing that it excites me for part 2. And I remember speaking with one of my followers, we kind of had a similar conversation about Dune, where Dune part 1 was so it was good, but it was long and it was building, and then we get this climax, and then it's like stop, and then we get into part 2, and it's like so I have high hopes for part 2, but I was not as impressed with part 1. So what other awards, because I'm going to talk about that now, will Wicked receive? Well, the nominations are already flowing. The film has over 100 nominations for varied shows and over 30 wins so far amongst them. It has made a few of the Oscar shortlists: Best Visual Effects, Best Sound, and Best Music Original Score, and Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Now, you would think, why not Best Original Song? Well, they didn't write any new songs for part 1, so there's no Oscar possibilities for Best Song, because all of these were from the Broadway show. And in regards to those technical categories, if the film was nominated, I would be very happy. Again, visually stunning. I don't think adapted screenplay is a real good category for this, because I don't really think it adapts the material that well. And I think the character development and the script leaves you wanting something. But technically, that's where this film will live. For me, and I'm sure a lot of people are not going to agree with me, Wicked Part 1 is a 3-star film for me. A little bit more of a 2, but the visuals, the last 15 minutes, and a Revo, upon reflection, and that's why I didn't really want to throw this one out there. I wanted to sit with this one a bit, but this is a decent 3-star film. It's good with leaving you wanting more. I'm very excited for part two. So, now you may say, well, if it's 3 stars, why is it a feel good movie? Why does it fit? Well, look, I was satisfied in the end, and there are some funny moments of levity. I did walk out feeling good and thinking, this is an interesting entry. There's more to do. Look, and even though, like I said, Grande was a bit much, she did continue to prove her comic timing like she has showed on SNL, and there were some moments that had me laughing out loud. So it's on theme. So, if you haven't seen Wicked yet, as of this recording and posting, your only option is to pick up and head to the theaters because there is no on demand or streaming options. As of right now, the film is still crushing it at the box office. So, that's your opportunity. All right. So, we're off and running with our next theme week. That's 29 down, 68 to go. As always, if you like what you heard here today, please click that subscribe button, like the video, spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. And again, find lots of great information on my website, cinephilemike.com. All right. Merry Christmas Eve again to those that celebrate. And until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.